Y'all just said, I apologize, redo it. We were trying to fix stuff.
We have a little bit of some issues, but thank you for sticking by us.
We're gonna do the intro again then.
Yes, I apologize,
everybody,
I didn't unmute the stuff, so.
Welcome back to Chronicles of the Grand Nation, episode 13. We're just gonna quickly go over everything again. Ben, could you please introduce yourself?
I'm Ben, fixing technical difficulties still. There's a dog.
Zelina, played by Mo, please introduce yourself.
Greetings and salutations, it is I, the one and only Momo Jones, here to have fun with all you lovely people.
Xavier playing Mo, playing Brihick, please
introduce Xavier yourself. Playing Mo, the character.
That'd be pretty hard.
Hi, I am Xavier. I play Brihick. One fun fact about him is that he has a nemesis named Gary, who is the salt of the earth. Gary borrowed his hedge trimmers and never gave him back.
Anna, playing Tessera, please introduce yourself and your character.
Hi, I'm Anna. I play Tess. She thinks rocks are really cool, and it's always great to be here.
And I'm Dylan. I play Muffin. Thank you for watching. And, of course, amazing DM, Emily.
Hello, we're still getting our avatars to work, but I am here. Hi, how are ya?
Once again, because I did not mention it in this version, please go check out Angela and Tom for the character art and music for this campaign. Next off, we're gonna throw it over to Mo just for some catch up on the merchandise stuff.
Well, as of right now, there's no new merch, but always please check out our merch store. Help us represent the hub, with friends, family, and abode.
Yeah, thank you. Please go check out the site. Just, get what you can. No problem if you can't. Anna, would you please update us on social media stuff?
Hi. So as always, make sure you're following us on all of our social media, on Twitch, on X, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, and make sure you come and join our Discord. Definitely looking into getting more exciting things going on there as we kind of grow our little community here. So we appreciate all of you who do follow along. Obviously, our schedule is that Monday nights, like tonight, we are live at 7:30 live at 7 with dice rolling at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time for Chronicles of the Grand Nation: The Silent War. And those videos go live for everyone on Thursdays if you miss us live. But if you're impatient, you can support us on Patreon, where you'll get access to those videos a day early on Wednesday and access to the 4-part prologue that we did that features the tavern we don't talk about anymore. We know you've heard plenty about it by now. And then on Fridays we have Hub Chat, where there's either going to be some games or Q&As going on, so be sure that you're keeping up with us.
Yeah, thank you, Anna. As mentioned, please go check out the Hub Chat. It was a good first episode with our lovely DM and managed by our equally amazing Mo.
Hey,
so,
can you quick talk?
For myself? Hi, how are you?
Mo.
No.
Okay, your thing's fixed.
And with that, we're gonna hand it back over to Emily for the game.
All right, sounds good. So it's been a little bit. As we delve back in, let me get this set up. We had a nice little traveling ambiance, I remember, as you and your party, this lovely group of adventurers, had decided to leave from the city, the little, not city, but the town of Grimsby. I almost said Grim Hollow. The town of Grimsby. Not before some riveting drama took place, with Zelina being approached by two archfey vying for her attention, one seeking to possibly corrupt while another seeking to protect. Our adventurers had some inner conflict before leaving the town, as Spyrus insisted to return the siblings back to the Feywilds, and to no avail, left empty-handed. Tensions are high between the Cardano siblings, and the group as a whole is working through it. As they made their way onto the trail, they encountered a mysterious individual stumbling out of the brush, claiming to have been a merchant jumped by bandits. Despite the unease of some of the party members, they agreed to allow him to accompany them back to Bycrest, and was willing to help them with camping, amongst other means, as a form of repayment for their kind services. This individual, if I can find his thingy again, yep, Mr. Aldred Hollowbrook, despite his rugged appearance, seems to be kind and gentle in nature, and discussed how a nearby settlement of bandits could be lurking nearby, causing trouble, ambushing a lot of travelers, and including himself. Ron had a lovely, meaningful conversation with our special bard Zelina about her little patron troubles, and in turn also had a conversation with Brehik involving the lives of innocent quote bandits who should be brought in alive rather than killed. How this is going to affect the party, we'll see. But as of right now, everyone had bedded down for a long rest in the late evenings of the night. Now, if I can get you to the actual map where you were. Here we go. So, as you're bedding down, enjoying this rest, it would be a quiet, peaceful evening. Not much hullabaloo, you could say. I don't know why I actually put you back on this map, because we're immediately moving to the morning. So you're going right back to the map. But you still have a good, let me check here, 5 days until you get to Bycrest. So, during this time, as you wake up the next morning and you spend your next day traveling, I'll move you up one. Is there anything anyone would like to do the next day?
The same stuff I do every day. Look for herbs.
Yeah, you spend your time looking for some delicious herbs to eat grass with.
I find actual food and drive the cart occasionally.
You take turns
Herbs
alternating.
in my pumpkin.
Roll me a d4 for me.
Ooh.
As you do notice, two, okay, you get two. You do notice that the herbs and the foliage are starting to thin out a little bit as you head closer towards the swamplands. And you start noticing, it's not crazy, they just seem to be less. Like, you're finding more, like, traces of thicker foliage, maybe a little bit more dampness starting to appear, but you're on the cusp of it. You're not really going to start seeing it probably for another day or two. is when you'll probably have some trouble finding these types of herbs.
Copy that.
I'm preparing my spell list right now since I can do that once a day with druids, correct?
After long rest.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yep.
Cool beans.
that's why druids and clerics are so cool, because you just get all the spells.
Yeah, I also did say that I made 70 good berries for the next 24 hours.
Unfortunately, you did, so you have a lot of berries on your person. An excessive amount, really.
One
You could
would
probably
think.
assume if someone were to eat 70 good berries, they would die.
I mean, you know how many calories is in an ounce of uranium? I mean... Also, fun fact, artificers can do that too. The whole long rest list thing for spells.
Oh, I
Yep.
did not know that. So, for Miss Tess and Muffin, what are you guys doing during this lovely day?
Yeah,
Uh,
Muffin's just walking alongside the cart.
be like, that's it. That's the rock. The perfect rock.
The perfect rock. So yeah, you continue along the trail. Braun probably would alternate with Van driving the cart, as Aldred would be a bit more reserved, sitting in the back of the cart. He would, if anyone were to ask him for help, he'd be the first one to step up and offer it, but for the most part, he's just quietly sitting with you guys. One might even say he's brooding.
Oh no.
That was my third thing. I was going to keep an eye on him whenever he is in line of sight, just to be like, let's make sure you don't do anything sketchy.
Oh yeah, you can keep an eye on him. It's almost sketchy about how unsketchy he behaves.
Hmm.
As your day moves forward, day turns to night as the sun begins to set, and you prepare to make camp once again.
As soon as Muffin gets out of the wagon, I jump on her.
Phrasing.
The moment her guard is down.
Roll another
You try
20.
and ambush her.
I'm always prepared. Roll an attack.
Five.
She lets it happen. Roll damage.
No, no damage.
No,
No,
hold on.
I-
go on.
Hold on.
Thank you. And she just sort of looks up and goes,
Uh,
wow, Mr. Brehick. You're doing real well. I could hardly hear you coming.
As he's koalaing. Trying his absolute best with his not very great strength.
Can I,
If anyone could insight Muffin, you would know that she 100% heard him come. But she's being nice.
can I make the note that I feel like Brehick punched? Are you? And then I just wanted Muffin to look up. Her eyes go black. She says something infernal, and then just hellish rebukes him.
Yep. Mr. Brehick, can I ask a question?
Sure, of course.
The god that you follow. Hilla, was it?
Yes.
Do they have a symbol? like I think typically gods have a symbol or something that people used to pray to.
Oh, sorry, not the hell. My bad. Yeah. Fucking yes. Never mind. Funny enough, I asked Google, and the crest is sort of shit. So is it that portion there, Emily? That's where it says
Yep.
she's depicted. Okay. Well, most symbols revolving her depict her as tall, lean, athletic, and glowing. And glowing bears the crest of a silver skull wrapping around a ribbon that is blue.
All right, thank you.
Why do you ask?
Well, so far I haven't gotten any response from my prayers, so I'm thinking it might be because I'm not doing it right, and I need to make something.
Well, Finn, you often when I pray, I don't get responses either. Again,
Yeah,
this
but
is
you've
just-
got like magic and stuff, so clearly it works in some way.
Well, I've kind of had. It was more something that I was born with.
Hmm.
And he's thinking. He's like, you know what? What would be a good idea is the next time we go into town, we can always stop by one of the local temples and speak to the clergy there.
Okay, I'm happy to do that.
Oh, perfect! And it sounds like a wonderful day. And he gives you a big hug.
Returns the.
Well, these marshmallows aren't going to roast themselves.
I'm gonna try and do my daily prayer.
Yeah, as you go off to do your prayer in the woods by yourself. Once again, praying nothing would really happen for you.
This time, she's going to pull out her dagger and probably get a chunk of wood that she finds, just or whatever, and start carving out what Brehik described.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, are you proficient with wood carvers?
No. That
Okay,
makes it all the
roll me just like a dex check.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
You work with your hands. Okay, I mean, you doing your best. It's not the most well made, but it's good for a standard. You make a wooden scale of sorts, or at least a depiction of one. You don't necessarily have like a blue ribbon to tie to it, but you do, or you're able to carve a scale.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you do that for quite some time tonight.
Yeah, I'd say so, especially because she's not proficient. It'd take longer.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As you do that, is there anything else anyone wants to do?
I just cook food.
Hood rat shit with my friends, DM.
Did you say?
You said, is there anything else anybody wants to do? And I said, hood rat shit with my friends.
I swear to God. That's what I thought you said.
Zelina will make her way out from her tent and sit on this log and just kind of just stare into the fire, just thinking about what's been going on the past few days.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's been a lot. A lot's happened between you guys. You guys have definitely had a little bit of some cracks form.
Oh no, your Winter Breath's daughter.
No. Never.
You don't want to be a furry?
He is
Nope.
referencing an NPC that was a pyromaniac tabaxi child.
Yeah, they were like 5. They wanted everything to do with fire.
But yeah, you stare into the fire. Braun would be asleep at this point. Tessera, what would you be doing? Collecting rocks? Polishing your rocks?
Polishing, I like that one. 100%. Getting ready to put them away in like the ring before bed.
Mm-hmm. I will note when you do sit on the log, Zelina, Aldrich would like move down a good like 4 feet just to kind of give you the space.
Oh, that's nice of him.
And you stare into the fire. It sounds like it's a fairly quiet night of tensions sort of present in the group. Enough so that Aldred would say to you, Zelina, "You're all a rather quiet group.
Well, normally we're a little rambunctious and loud, but these past few days we've kind of gone through some things.
He nods in some understanding of that. Life will be like that sometimes.
That's what I'm figuring out, actually. It's all very new to me. All my life I've been told to live a certain way.
Best advice I can give you on that, if you're willing to listen for it.
Well, no time like the present.
With all due respect, you shouldn't let anyone tell you how to live your life. Change is hard. When you go from one life to another, it can wear on you. But in the end, you'll be happier when you live for yourself.
Potentially, but it's a learning curve that I have to take, and it's gonna take me some time.
It ain't no overnight process, that's for sure. Change is hard. And a bitch.
Well, depends on what the change is, but I mean,
I'm assuming we're talking about starting your life over. You were raised to be person A, now you're trying to be person B. Like I said, it's a bitch. But you'll get through it.
I need to, but also at the same time, don't really know what the type of person I'd be if I walk on my own feet, I guess.
Ain't that the fun of it? Figuring yourself out.
I mean, hopefully it doesn't take over like 200 something years, but
Gives you this look, cause like he's human, and he knows that you might like you're elf of some kind, but still to be like, I hope it doesn't take like 200 years. It's still like, what?
Yeah, like when I was thinking, because she's over 200, and she's like, I've been this way for like over 200 something years. Hopefully it doesn't take me another 200 years to learn how to be my own self.
He nods. Well, time's a number.
Things I need to think about. Thank you for the chat. Much appreciated.
He kind of nods a little gruffly. Still, like, he's sitting in that position, too, where he's, like, his elbows are kind of, like, leaning over, and he's just, like, hands clasped, like, just staring at the fire himself.
I assume there's some, like... Oh, sorry.
Oh, no worries. I was just gonna ask him, and what is your deal? You seem very eager to travel with us and help set up our camp.
I'll take charity well. You're doing me a kind service. I'm paying you back by helping. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, most people would take the gold and run. But
I mean, I ain't here for gold or money.
If you're not here for gold or money, then what are you here for?
Just trying to get back to Bycrest, is all.
And what's in Bycrest for you?
He kind of like his eyes will meet yours for a moment, and he'll say, "The same thing you're looking for, sweetheart."
What, bandits?
No, new life.
Well, a new life, yes. I mean,
new way of living. Let's go with that.
Well, I know it would be rude of me to ask you why you would want a new living, but I'm going to ask anyways.
He snorts. He's just like, of course.
Does he answer the question?
He takes a moment, takes a deep breath. I have to ask first, before he answers. Brehik, how close are you to that log?
15 feet.
Were you able to hear this conversation for the most part?
Does it sound like something that would be
Probably.
kept in private? Then you know what?
Well, I'm not kept in private. I'm saying it's probably something that would have
personal.
Might have not necessarily personal, but it sounds like something that probably would have made Brehik's ears twitch up a little bit, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just curious. So, He says, kind of taking a moment. I'm running away from those bandits.
Mhm. I can probably assume you was once a bandit and trying to start over.
I'll do you one better. I was the leader.
Called it.
Oh. And what makes you... Well, I'm trying to figure this all out here. The leader of the bandits running away to start something new. Was there a coup, or was it just the group not doing what they were supposed to be doing?
He kind of ponders how to answer that for a moment. He says, wasn't anything like that. We never did anything too bad. Robbing carts and stealing money to make a living. We'd send men into town to buy food, clothing, shelter. And we indulged. It got to a point though when you don't realize how deep you've gotten until there's blood on your hands. And you kind of see like this, there's a little bit of a haunted like expression to him when he describes this. It didn't take me 200 years, but I took a good hard look at myself in the mirror. And I realized I wasn't the man that I thought I was. But none of the men wanted to hear that.
And so they cast you out, I say.
No. No, I ran off middle of the night.
I see.
I'd rather them not have to come looking for me.
Well, unfortunately, we're looking for them because we're somewhat tasked out to solve the issue of the bandits because it's making hard for trade folk.
I don't blame you. They've made their bed, and I've made mine. And if me being a bandit involves... Well, he kind of looks at you a little more openly. He says, if my past involves being a burden or a liability, I wouldn't blame any of you in the slightest for killing me in my sleep. Or taking me into the Ruby God upon visiting Bycrest. I was hoping to get to Bycrest without needing to reveal myself. I had planned to slip away into the shadows and start anew, but it seems my goddamn conscience won't let me.
Well, a couple of things here. I can't necessarily judge you for your past. That's not my job. But I'm assuming you would have to repent somehow. But if you do help us out with this bandit issue, I could talk to my friend Ron over there to see if potentially your sentence could be lessened. Or we could work something else out.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Wonderful. Well, I'm gonna go trance now. Please don't run off in the middle of the night, please.
Kind of like chuckles a little bit. Yeah, I'll make sure of that.
Wonderful. You have a good night. And Zelina will go walk back to her tent in trance for the night and then take up guardianship afterwards.
Yeah, you go to trance. Does anyone else want to do anything?
Bathe.
You know,
You go
that's
and bathe.
fair. Is there water nearby to bathe?
Let me double check. Not really. I mean, there might be a small stream, not like a river, but like maybe a stream or like a brook. But
Don't
nothing.
worry. Don't worry. I got you, fam. Hold on, wait.
If you're about to say
Create and
you're-
destroy water.
No, if you're about to
Yeah.
say you're gonna beast shape into a cat and lick me clean,
No.
I'm gonna be upset.
No. You always go to the weird. Like, your fucking number one pick is always in the most fucked up places. And No, I have a spell, Michael.
Are you just gonna spawn like 20 gallons of water above me?
Well,
Ha-
10, but I was planning on getting a bucket.
Oh, okay.
At least 3 or 4.
I just walk up to you, I'm like, hey, Brehit, can you give me some water? And then you just spawn 10
Oh,
gallons above me, and I smack into the ground.
It's like those giant dump buckets at the water park.
Exactly. Yeah, if you'd
Yeah,
provided
I
water,
will-
I would.
I will provide you 2. Hold on. How many people? So there's 2, 4, 6. I guess it's just me and you showering right now.
Yeah, bathing. I don't know. Do you have a portable
Bathing.
shower? I'd fucking take one.
Well, I can. If you take the bucket of water, put grab your water skin, stab a whole bunch of holes in there, you can shower.
How many buckets did you buy?
It's not important. I'm sure we're traveling in a cart. We
you-
have.
If you dig a hole in the ground and
My
make
car
a
does
hot
not
tub,
have no buckets. You go to
I have a
fill-
cooking pot if that
Yeah.
helps. Like I have cooking utensils.
I put water in buckets. God damn it.
I use water to clean myself. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I also would go quite a ways away where I'm by myself and go shower, bathe.
Yeah, you go shower privately. Finn, are you doing anything?
Yeah, after I've carved my thing, Tessera will feel a presence. Just like lying down. Hello.
Hi. Oh. Hi, Finn. What's up?
So, as you know, I'm from Delia. Well, not really, but that's where I was for most of my life now that I think about it. You're from the Empire, and you know a good amount, right? Of the Empire.
I mean, I suppose I know the basics, having lived here for as long as I can remember. Why?
Do you know much about the gods and
Mm,
such?
No, not really the gods. I was never quite one to follow them myself.
All right. Then I won't bother you.
He's like, it's not a bother, but what are you looking for?
Oh, I'm just curious and want to know if you knew of any that would fit me. I'm only currently looking at Hela because Mr. Brehek brought it up, but I don't know if that's for me. I don't know if, you know.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Miss DM. Real quick clarifying question. That god or Hela is not like the Norse mythology Hela, right?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
Yep, all of these gods are their own, separate, like, beings.
Yep.
And Tess like thinks for a second, and he's like, I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but if we get, into town or, anywhere really, and we can come across a temple, we could always check it out.
Yeah, I was thinking, Mr. Brehik suggested that as well. I was thinking either that or maybe I could try and find a library that sort of has a book on them.
That could work. If we do come across a library, there might be some things I want to kind of look up as well. So I could join you.
Sounds like a plan. Alright, well, I'll let you go to sleep.
Have a good night.
Roll away.
Did you say roll away?
Mm-hmm.
Do you roll away like the sheep in Elden Ring?
Sheep, boiler, whatever you
I hate those sheep so much.
And we'll get back into bed.
Do you say bed or back into van? I'm not a wonton from Star Wars, or a tauntaun. That's what they're called.
But I'm sure
In
he
fact,
could find
actually-
an opening.
She'll probably move her bed, roll a little closer, and just use Dressel as a pillow.
Drizzle can't escape it. He can't run fast enough.
He's probably gonna talk for one day and just be like, I accept this cherish.
He probably just huffs. He just says the that dogs do.
He does, he just huffs.
Or drizzle.
Drizzle.
Mm-hmm. Do we wake up, Emily?
Yeah, you can all wake up the next morning, maybe, possibly. I did send Dylan a secret little message. So I just need a thumbs up that you got it.
I would have 60 good berries instead of 70 this day.
Often we'll just snuggle in closer.
Alright. Next morning. As you all get up, ready to start the day anew. Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed adventurers.
Uh-oh, this is the lead up to something dangerous.
Is Mr. Hollowbrook still here?
Yes, he is.
Is Braun still here?
No. I'm kidding, yes.
Could you imagine?
Dude, if anything happened, poor Aldred would just be jumped, like, immediately.
No, I half imagined you just say, if Braun was here and you said no, just the music stopped and changed.
Now you're all there
Ron is
accounted
the
for.
actual bandit captain the whole time.
Dude, what a twist that would be, huh?
As a note,
Yeah.
Finn and Brie Hicks still get the special treat. Yeet.
Yippee!
Thank you, thank you.
That gives
How
you
much is that
plus
again?
2.
Thank you.
Because it's your proficiency bonus. But Zelena's gonna go up to Ron.
You go up, he's helping, like, roll the bedrolls up, taking down the tents.
It's like, Ron, when you're done, can you go get Van and we need to have a chat? I've acquired some information that you both would probably like to know.
Sure. Is it just then?
Well, I'm gonna get the other two.
Oh,
But
okay, got it.
actually,
Just
Ben's over there
Van.
too. Just Van.
Well, no, because he was like, is this like, because he's like, me and Van is a little odd. It's like, I could understand if you just like, hey, go get Van for me, right? Because he's like,
Yeah.
5 feet
It was
away,
an
go
odd
get
pairing.
Van for me.
Just get the other two. Who's getting excluded from this?
Drizzle. No, I'm joking. But no, I asked Braun to get Van and Finn for me while I go get the other two.
Okay.
oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, as you're packing up, he would go, Ron would go up to you, Van, he'd say, Zelina wants some sort of meeting.
Blink, blink. Well, I guess it's that time of the month. Sorry, that's not his voice. Well, I guess it's this time of the month. And he gets up and packs his stuff up and will walk over.
What?
He then, like, he
Sounded
looks,
more, sounded more Corfell.
Yeah, I know, sorry. No, this is Corfeld. Sorry. It's,
You're right, you're right.
It's more like this, I think. Yeah, it's been a minute.
yeah, Lambert's also trying to help the cart up too. But he's just putting rocks on the cart, it's not even anything productive.
He's
One,
doing a
2
great
rock,
job.
3 rock. I don't think
Good
the
job,
I don't think the
Lambert.
beast of burden pulling our cart would agree.
That's my cart.
Lambert?
I paid for that cart.
Have you ever put a bunch of rocks in like a thing and like they jostle around and then you go back and there's just a bunch of dirt and like tiny rock
Yeah,
shards
I know.
everywhere? Yeah. You have to sweep
That's
it
what I'm
out
looking
now.
at to start,
I
like,
can't explain probably like the random rocks you find just like in your bags or in your sleeping boat. Like just there's just so many rocks.
If I get a
At this
rock in my
point-
shoe and my shoe is on, I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah.
Good.
But I will come to Sarah and wave over Brick to come over.
No.
And Ron would go to Finn. He kind of like he'd like kneel down a little bit, be like, "You sleep all right?"
He just blinks awake. Oh, hello.
Um,
I slept okay.
well, if you ever need to talk, I'm here. But Zelina wanted a meeting with a few of you, so
Do you know gods, Ron?
I know some gods. Yes.
We have to talk at some point.
What
That
is its
sounded
fascination
very
with
weird.
gods?
That sounded very vague, and I just meant I wanted to talk about that.
Why the sudden interest in religion?
Is it just me and Bron, or is Van still there getting it ready?
I walked ahead if you're taking a moment,
Okay.
I think.
She'll just look up at him with a very serious expression. I think you can probably guess why.
I really can't. I'm curious.
She'll get up. That's alright then.
No, you
Don't
explain
worry
it to
about
me.
it.
You can just explain it. I
She'll
know I'm not the
continue
sharpest
walking.
tool in the shed, but okay.
She'll continue walking.
He just sort of was like, alright, I tried. I don't know what to do.
Thus, Panda. Is Brick coming over?
Mm-hmm. Sorry. I mean tacos.
no. So once everyone gets here, Zelina just be like, well, first things first, good morning, everyone. I want to start off by saying, forgive me for the incident that happened a couple days ago. Anyways, last night I found out some information about our lovely travel companion. He wants to start a new life, but he was actually the former leader of the bandit group that we were hired to take care of.
Oh, well, I guess I was right then. I just didn't really say it.
Are these bandits known to have killed people?
Unfortunately, they have. And that's what kind of broke the straw for him.
Oh, okay,
So
sorry, to clarify, when he was around, they didn't kill.
No, I think even with him there, they pretty much had a different agreement on things. And it evolved from, petty theft to take care of each other to eventually murder was involved, taking a life. And it kind of tore him apart. So he ran. And he wants to start new, but I did tell him he's going to have to, quote unquote, repent, but I can't be the judge of that. But he is willing to help us out with the bandit problem. So I did tell him I would ask Braun here if potentially either his sentence or something we could work out in his favor to lessen, since he did help us out.
I look to Braun. What does he think?
He stands there, arms crossed, sort of thinking a bit to himself. It's true that he has to repent in some way, but I'm not necessarily a person who should lay down a law that's more in line with what an emperor would do, or someone in a judge or jury system.
As a member of the Ruby Guard, though, I feel like you could probably... I can't imagine this is the first time someone who has done something wrong has turned themselves in or done something at least similar enough. What would you usually do in that situation?
Well, it's hard to say. It has happened in the past. It's not a common occurrence. And you see him, like, he's... There are gears turning in this man's head. And he says, as a Ruby God, unfortunately, it doesn't matter the reasons for the crime. You've still committed it, and that person still would have lost their life. Though redemption is redeemable, it's not necessarily feasible. If he turns himself in at Bycrest, he's going to be sent to the capital in chains, and his sentence will be handed down from the Emperor himself, especially if it's escalated to something as a bandit captain leader outside of a prominent trade city.
Hey, Braun. Real quick. I put an arm around his shoulder and I face away from the group and I'll whisper to him. I have a thought. 2 thoughts, actually. I never asked this. Are you more into my sister or more into dudes?
I'm sorry, what?
He looks at him and is like, no, trust me, this is important.
What? I'm sorry,
Alright, hold on. I'll go to the second part, you'll understand why. Could you or could you not act as a parole officer under your authority?
I'm so sorry, Van. How the fuck does a parole officer equate to romantic feelings for a
I
man?
wanted to make sure you wouldn't fall in love with him if he was your parole officer, you know that.
I'm sorry, what? He looks so defeated and confused. Like,
Yeah, I might have to ask. Am I able to see their mouth moving?
No, I turned away specifically.
Damn it. Damn it.
You hear Braun just going, "What the fuck does that have to do with anything?" Like, he doesn't curse, but he goes, "What the fuck, man?"
He's like, listen, I've heard of a lot of romance stories going that direction. It was what popped into mind. Can you or can you not be a parole officer? Again, stage whisper.
I'm not inclined to be a parole officer. We've got much more pressing issues than a bandit captain, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, pressing issues, yes, but also pressing issues for Brycrest and also pressing issues for him. It really depends on the perspective. Like, maybe you could be his parole officer, reform him, he becomes a town guard or a ruby guard or something as like a sentence, you know? Something like that.
He turns back to the group, like, not like ignoring you, but just like.
He turns back around and looks at everyone with a smile, that is all.
Ron, in general, even if we did hand him over in Bycrest, would there be a way we could... Well, we're traveling with you anyway, and our ultimate destination is the capital, yeah?
He nods.
So wouldn't there be a way that we could put him under our care to the capital, so then we ourselves could vouch for him?
I'm sorry, why are we speaking towards handing him over? Isn't this man a reformed man?
No, Brihik, I'm not saying like it. I'm more saying like, is there a way we can soften everything? Because it sounds like this is a problem that he's already in. Like, being a captain, it's not like we can just say, "Okay, bye-bye. All your past crimes are gone."
Also, Braun,
Look, if-
Mr. Rubigard here, is aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Braun said it's not really any of his business at the moment, if I'm not mistaken.
It's
not
most certainly
necessarily
his
that it's not
business.
my business.
Well,
Listen, I understand that me accompanying you has made some of these situations quite tricky. Like I said, as a Ruby God, I mean, I will be frank with you. The law is harsh in the Empire. As reformed as he is, if he has still committed these crimes, he still has to repent for some way, even if he is reformed. The justice system is going to demand that.
right, but if we're going to the capital anyway, and if he does in fact help us with the bandits, then I don't see why we couldn't be the ones to take him there and at least give a good word for him.
Exactly. And also, Mr. Brahik, I do feel like I need to know, and to Braun as well, I should say, you guys should feel lucky that we're gonna go to the capital about this and not Delia.
Here's a thought.
It-
We could also just not tell anybody. I look
That's
at Braun.
exactly what I'm getting at.
I look at Braun.
It shouldn't.
Paul looks at Briak. Because you were
Uh,
speaking.
Oh, I just said that's exactly what I was getting at. Yeah.
Listen, I already
Why are we... sorry.
No, go ahead.
Why would we push the subject further? If they get him, sure, we can... If someone comes looking for him, then we can say, sure, they helped us with a bandit problem, XYZ. But if nobody's looking for him, he is a reformed man. Sure, these deeds that he did in his past are in his past. And he is trying to atone for them.
So, the lives he did ruin lives can be ruined without murder, but the lives he ruined, you know, the people he stole for, they don't get justice?
And what are the people that have died from us, Finn? Just because
mean the
they were bad
murderers?
people. Just because they were bad people doesn't mean they still didn't have someone out there that loved them and cared for them. Finn, if I had done terrible things in my past, you would want to see me brought in chains.
Fan does the
I'm
iffy
afraid.
hand.
I'm afraid it would depend on what you did. I truly believe that the people that we have, as you said, taken the lives of, were not people that could be reformed. And maybe I'm naive. I look to Braun. I like to hope that, as someone who came from Delia, a very bad place in terms of justice, that the Empire is possibly more amicable. I can't speak. But you get what I'm saying, right?
Well,
I can't just think of leaving this guy to do his own thing just because he says he's reformed.
might I also add something? I never did get a clear statement on this, Selena. Do we know all of his crimes?
No, he only told me that, blood was on his hands. And after that incident, he felt the necessary to run from the situation at hand. Regardless.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going.
Regardless if he is reformed or not, Brick, if we just take him with us, that is going against the law of the Empire, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And
also, sorry, go on, General.
I would call over to Yaldred, say, I don't mean to pry, and this is probably a rude question, but it might help our conversation. What are all of your crimes, and how many people have seen your face?
I laughed so hard because it's just
like it would. I don't know how else to ask.
No,
that.
I know what you mean.
Because it's like
he
if
knows
he's
you're talking about, and I'm like, he's not stupid. Like he's kind of watching you from the log, just like, now they're discussing what they're gonna do with me. That's fair enough.
This thing is like how famous of a bandit captain was him for people to know who he is, and then also how bad and numerous were some of his crimes, because that would also depend law-wise what would happen to him.
Yeah. He would say, for the most part, it was petty crimes, theft and gold and items, selling those items for more gold to afford shelter and food, and then we were lavish for a bit. It started out as a necessity, and it grew to greed, which then grew into something darker. If you're asking how many people I've killed, it's only been one.
I nod. Thank you very much for your honesty, and I will look back at the group, and I will look at Brehik. If he is reformed, as Selena has said, or is attempting to be reformed, I feel like he's going to turn himself in either way.
I like do that.
And while I also don't necessarily, I look at everyone, no offense, I do stand for the laws. Each place, I try to respect them the best I can. Depends on the situation. I'm obviously not going to kill people, or murder, anything like that. Nor have I committed crimes. He looks at him like I guess I should clarify that kind of look. But sometimes it does depend on the person, depend on the crimes, it depends on the situation. If he's going to turn himself in, we can try to help by showing that he has become a better person but is willing to pay for the crimes that he committed. I look at Rick. I don't think we can actually hide it. I know I suggested it. I don't know if we can do that. I don't know if he'd want us to do that.
I'm not saying to try to hide anything, but bringing it up up a subject when it isn't even on anyone's foremind, and no one is looking for him. We are simply asking for this man to find trouble. You know
How
what?
about this then,
You
Mr.
no,
Brayhick?
no,
Oh,
excuse
sorry.
me. Do what you guys think is best. And Brehik will walk to the cart, probably a little bit. He looks like a grumpy little kitty.
I would look to the rest of the group as after Brehik walked away and just be like, so we're still on that whole greater than thou not killing bad people thing? I thought that was somewhat, I don't want to say solved, but talked or dealt with.
I have a suggestion that maybe Mr. Brayhick might like, or at least accept. Well, by the sounds of it, he doesn't want us to reveal who our friend is. So I say when we hit Bycrest, we leave it up to him, and if he decides he does want to turn himself in, we offer to aid in maybe a good word about him.
Actually,
If not... Oh, sorry, go on.
no, that's a good point. And he looks at Braun. Murder and petty crimes and larceny, what kind of punishment would that be? Is that something like we could pay bail for him? Or is that... And he like does like the thumb across the throat kind of thing, makes like the cutting sounds.
As a ruby god, he will say again,
Uh-huh.
he's going to be punished to the fullest extent of the law. Now, that doesn't mean there can't be circumstances or situations. The law is handed down by the Emperor, and it's typically fair and just. It's hard to really predict. Man, I've seen some men in his situation. The person they killed was a noble or someone who contributed well to high society, and they were punished more harshly than someone who would have killed a random street urchin. Whether that's fair or not, it's hard to say. And he says this a little like, he knows that there's flaws in the system, but it's still the system.
Turns back to Finn. What was the other thing you were going to bring up?
Well, actually, before that, you know, we are talking about all this, but Zelina, did he actually see what he wanted to do, to redeem himself? Did he say he wants to turn himself in?
Well, beforehand, he was just gonna make it to Bycrest and dip away and run away and start anew. But once I've pried into him some more to find out what really was going on, because I know the other day you guys were trying to get information from him. We had a little chit chat about wanting to be new people and starting over. So this kind of just came to fruition. But I believe I have a solution for this whole situation.
Okay.
Since Braun says that it is up to the Empire, and we are actually going to the Empire to see the Emperor, why not just have this man tag along with us, regardless, and then once we get there, we plead his case for him.
No, that's what I was saying. Yeah. I was saying that if we get to Bycrest and he decides he wants to turn himself in, we can do stuff there. But otherwise, he can just stick with us and we can vouch for him either way. I guess it's up to what he does in Bycrest.
I think he would actually really love to repent, actually. And potentially tagging along with us and helping us out. He may want us to be there for him.
Ron will put like a hand up to kind of speak.
Yes, Braun. Like call on.
like not like a raised hand, but he's just kind of like a hold up hand.
Mm-hmm.
Let me form my thoughts here.
Please do.
As a ruby god, he will be punished to the full extent of the law. There's really going to be it's going to be hard to defend him, especially if we were to turn him into the Masters at Arms at the Bycrest branch. And as a Ruby God, it is my obligation to take him in, regardless, knowing what he is and what he's done. As an adventurer, he takes a deep breath. As an adventurer, traveling with a group of friends who've already questionable, illicit, contraband, and already committed certain questionable acts against the law. As an adventurer, turning a blind eye to say I've never seen a man before isn't above my pay grade.
Wonderful.
He says it just a little, like, you can tell it hurts him a little bit, because he's a very lawful person, but he's also like...
So...
I've already, at this point, been dragged into a lot of other illegal stuff. And this isn't something that I'm really willing to, like, put my career on.
Alright. So, what if we give him a chance by letting him help us? Then, depending on what he wants to do, and what happens when what happens when and if he helps us, we can kind of decide from there. If he then wants to turn himself in, we can see if we can take him and help him. If he then wants to go off, just based on how we feel, and we want to, not have seen him.
I think that's a swell plan.
Should we bring him over and maybe even ask him what he plans to do in Bycrest?
Let's give him a few days. Let's have him help us with the bandits first. Just in case he's pulling a fuss.
So...
No problem.
Follow-up question. Because Brihik brought it up again. Some of us cannot not kill people. What is the rules and laws regarding banditry of those that have actively gone more into the murder route?
What's on the thing that Zelina has that tells us about the bandit, the wanted poster? Does it say, like, kill, alive, sort of thing?
It says dead or alive on the posters.
I look back over at the guy and I would say to him, again, sorry for the rude question. Are any of the individuals that you used to run with redeemable by any standards?
He doesn't say anything.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. Now that we know he's involved in it, it's a little more complicated, because will he help us attack people that he brought together? I want to put that back into the group, by the way, if anyone's worried about him being, the holy guy who's redeeming. He brought this group together.
Yeah.
They did end up doing terrible things. He was the one that grouped them together. I'm not saying that he's responsible for their actions always, but
no, yeah,
you know
leaders
what I mean?
and all that. Leaders are responsible to an extent for their underlings. Things.
They wouldn't have been together if he didn't bring them together, sort of thing. I just wanted to put that back out there.
Being fully conscious and hearing all of your conversation, by the way, because he's not, like, you're not room temperature either.
Nah.
He would say, I'd be willing to take a punishment in exchange for the lives of my men. I'm not above that.
There it is. There it is. Oh boy.
Well,
They've made their own choices, and they chose to follow, and they chose to take it to an extent that they shouldn't have. I was the one who turned against it. They reveled in it.
So they enjoyed the murder and thievery?
It was infectious. We all enjoyed it to an extent. He looks and says, I'm not asking to pardon anything. He's like, basically he says, if turning myself in could relieve the bounty on their heads, I would. But I also understand that their crimes are their own, and I will not stand in the way of that.
To be fair, if you turn yourself in to remove some of the crimes on their head, they could just commit more crimes.
They very well could, but at that point it would be their decision. I would have given them that second chance, and if they chose to squander it...
Well, if you want to propose that to them, when we get there, you can. But apologies if they turn to attack us because, hey, we have valuables.
If they turn to attack you, I would fight with you.
I nod.
At that point, they are not the men that I brought together.
Can I huddle the group together and do a bit of a stage whisper, just to sort of... Alright, so... Bron, I want you to... I know this is gonna be hard, considering. Just ignore everything we've talked about up to this point. Just ignore it for just a couple seconds, right? Forget that we met this guy. And again, this is whispering. This is us whispering in this little group.
Yeah.
Can you do that for just a second? And just... What would we do if we saw these guards before we met this guy? Would we bring them in to serve justice? Would we take them out? What would be the normal routine?
Well, seeing as I can't not kill things with my bow and arrow and Drezel rips throats out, probably
He's a hungry boy.
looks at Zelina. I would assume a discussion to attempt to get them to turn down their arms. If we ended up showing them we were stronger and some surrendered, it really depends on how far gone they are.
That's the... isn't it? It's like what we did over back at the caves, is Zelina did try and talk them out of it, and they didn't want to listen. So I think that's a very... Oh, sorry, go on, Bron.
For what it's worth, Marvin. I had a conversation about this recently. It is true that sometimes death is inevitable. That there are situations where it's either your hand or theirs, and you need to do what you need to do to keep yourself safe and keep your loved ones safe. And no one could ever fault you for that. And there are times where you can try your hardest to try and spare the lives of someone that you believe should deserve a second chance or seek a better form of judgment rather than the cold end of a blade. Neither fault is wrong, per se. At least I believe. But I am not a fan of cold murder or ruthless intentions.
Oh, there's nothing cold about it. I'm rock hard every time. No, I'm kidding.
My God.
That's the thing. We're not suggesting getting the jump on them and killing them while
I
they're
know
asleep.
not. No,
We're
I know you're not.
suggesting a converse, and if that doesn't go well...
I'd be happy to try and converse. I will say, typically, from experience, when a Ruby God goes in and says you're under arrest, they're not going to hand themselves over. And it
Maybe
does
you should
depend
take a
what-
couple steps back and let Zelina take that lead.
It could work.
Or you could wear a cloak.
I was also
No.
going to mention I could remove my armor.
Well, and go into
but you look-
go into battle naked. I know Zelina would love it, but no.
You're so striking in your armor. It feels just so disappointing not to see you in the middle of combat.
I mean, fancy pants is very fancy.
You just sighs.
I see a cloak is a good way to start, but I definitely feel like, and obviously this is all assuming you're okay with it, Zelina, maybe heading the conversation, and if we can do this non-combatively, that would be great.
You know, Prawn,
Oh, no.
when you go into like a bandit hideout or something, do you go knock, 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 Ruby God, open up or anything like that? Or do you just bust open the door?
And depends on the situation or the camp.
Interesting.
Zelina, you about to say?
Well, yes, I can attempt to conversate with them, but it also depends on how many are in the bandit camp. Actually, Mr. Hollowbrook, how many comrades did you say was in your?
11.
11.
He says it in his voice. 11.
What do we do if there's more than 11 and they've picked up people? What about that?
Well, self-defense. But no, we look for whoever's in charge now. And if I can get him to surrender, potentially the rest might surrender as well.
They also might run off into the woods.
Yep.
True.
It's possible.
No, just make sure
I think we should get on the road, but let me go talk to Brehek. Let me handle that conversation.
Yes, yes. Have fun with that. Zelina, real quick,
Yes.
you said something interesting twice now during this conversation. One, something about apologizing, and two, about being a new person. Would you like to elaborate on any of that part of the conversation? Or is that a later date thing?
Well, I'm trying to be a better person, and the fact of, well, quite frankly, I had a lot of advice from a couple people these past few days. And, I need to follow my own footsteps and not figure out what mother and father want me to be.
He raises an eyebrow at that. Can you elaborate on that last part in regarding to what I hope is not what I think it is?
What father and mother raised me to be?
They didn't raise you,
What, the
Zelina.
Well, kind of, sort of. They pretty much wanted me to be the prettiest of all, which, of course, I stuck with a lot, and that is my personality.
Wait, so you're telling me, and what I thought was originally just somewhat of a I'd rather be pretty kind of thing, turns out to be I actually abhor being at any point considered what I consider ugly. That whole thing you're talking about was expectations put onto you by our parents.
Yes, you didn't know that?
Well, I'm also starting to see something here. Was that Archie and Amari's deal?
Well, not to be the most prettiest, of course, that is me. I mean, that is why I was father's, favorite little child growing up.
No, I'm talking about the rest of it.
Is this a
What
private
do you mean, how
conversation?
Amari?
Should
Oh, no, it's fine. You
Tesserino
guys
not
can
be
be
here?
No, you guys can be here.
Hmm.
Well, Amari was, quote unquote, found around to be the most, one to be weighed.
And that's why she falls in love so easily, is because they kept tossing her around with the expectation that she needed to be fully in love with somebody that they chose.
Pretty much, yes.
And let me guess, Archie's expectation was to be the best at magic.
The
And
best
reason-
at magic and also being the most intelligent one of us, yes.
And the reason he handles things the way he does is because otherwise he wouldn't be able to.
Mm-hmm.
So all three of you knew that, but not me.
I thought you just
Don't
left a
at this
blind eye to
point.
it.
Oof.
No, what'd you say, Zelina?
I thought you just left a blind eye to it. Like, you were just like, oh, that's just...
Why?
It's just
There.
you.
So there's a moment. You saw it when we were fighting Moretti, but you see almost a
Yeah.
sheen of fiery gold kind of ripple through his cloak and kind of his hair as the area around him gets a little bit hotter as he just says, "Why in the fuck would I turn a blind eye to unfair expectations for 200 fucking years that potentially ruined your childhood?"
Well, most of the time you were supposed to be the one that cooks for us, so.
You're telling me our parents, who couldn't be counted on to be around except once every fucking year because they were too busy gallivanting off in politics in their own harems, too busy to raise their own children, but yet had enough time to push unfair expectations on the three of you?
I mean, put it like that, yeah.
He looks up to the sky for a long minute.
Well, time to hit the old dusty trail.
Finn's like, this is uncomfortable.
Yup. Hold on, Finn, I'll help.
Oh, look over here, a rock!
Oh, that is a good one. But
He, after a long pause, he would say, "I see. I apologize that this happened and I wasn't aware of it." And he's just gonna start walking. Braun can drive the cart today.
Yeah, as you are all having this conversation, Brehik, you're loading things up on the cart, I'm assuming, trying to keep yourself a little busy.
Yeah.
You would hear steps approach you.
Oh no, it's Batman.
It's Batman. So sorry. And you would hear Braun say, "Doing all right there, little buddy."
Oh, what? Oh, me? I'm fine. Yes,
You're not fine.
I am all right. Actually, if you want to help me lift this one, it's a little bit too heavy for me.
He goes to help you.
All right, now I'm fine.
You know, it's okay to not be fine.
I know. I'm not. I am okay.
You know they
It
mean
is-
well. More than well, in fact. They're trying to find solutions.
I know. They're all very good people at heart.
Well, it was decided that he's going to help us with the bandits. We're going to try and talk with them, see if they'll turn themselves in. And then if so, we'll do our best to take alive what we can, but since some people don't have the means of subduing as easily as others, we're just gonna have to do our best. But we're gonna try peaceful first.
Brihik says nothing, but he will look at him and nod. Kind of like with a like a hint of thankfulness.
Gratitude.
Yeah, that one. I'm not a smart man.
You are very smart. And he'll say, as for Aldred, we're going to take him with us to Bycrest, and then we're going to let him choose what he wants to do. And whatever it is, we're going to try and support him.
That sounds very acceptable.
From the sounds of it, he might be willing to turn himself in if it means letting his men go free. But he also explained that he understands the consequences of his men, and that if they are not wanting any sort of redemption, or are not ashamed of their actions in any way, that's their bed, and he can't force that.
And Brihik will nod. So, yes, it is very true. And leading a horse to water and all.
Yes, it's very similar. Oh, a pot calling a kettle black.
Hmm. Very well. Thank you.
He stares at you. He stares at you.
I know. I picked up on that fucking. You know what? Hold on.
You can roll an insight if you would like.
Hold on. I'm doing a heads or tails. Fine. What do you mean by that, bro?
I'm just saying, it's a very noble
Okay.
mindset you have. I can only imagine it comes from experience.
I am inciting him.
Yeah. Oh, he fucking knows. Like, he knows.
Knows what?
I'll text you. Hold on.
Ah. He looks at him and just gives him this look.
He smiles.
Oh.
Kind of like pats you on your shoulder. You're doing great. For someone so small, you're loading the cart pretty well. And he'll go back to loading the cart.
Hmm. Uh-huh. Well, fuck.
Yeah, and we're gonna take our break here.
Yeah.
Well,
Rickety break.
time
So
to
everyone,
do my job.
Go to the bathroom, drink some water, do what you need to do, and we'll be back shortly.
Dum-de-dum-de-dum.
Oh, video. You know what I mean. The thingy.
Alright. We're here now.
Hey everybody, we're back.
Hello. Welcome back. So, our adventurers set off for another day, slowly getting closer to Crest. As you reach the fork in the road. Seeing the fork in the road, you know that you can either go right, and you'll end up looping either back around to Ashentar or East Hollow even, or you can go left to head to Bycrest.
Let's go ahead and make this left.
Yeah, and as you go left and you start traversing through the woods, Aldred would stop your cart at one point and say, "The path nearby should lead to the camp. So we'd be best to go on foot rather than a cart. It could alert them."
Can I insight check him?
Yeah.
I'd just like to see if he's trying to lay an ambush on us.
That's valid.
24.
24. He doesn't. He seems to be honest. I mean, you watch him. He even gets out of the cart and he moves some of the brush away, and you do see like a hidden walk path.
So, and Muffin will smile, looking at Zelina. So, Captain,
Yes.
are you gonna be heading this mission? Do you need any assistance from either of us?
Well, if things go sour, defend yourself at all costs.
Sounds like a typical La Familia mission.
Yes.
Wait, are we at the camp yet? I thought it was in Brightcrest.
It's not in Bycrest. It was on the road too.
Oh, so he's showing us the path to it now. Sorry, I mistook what you meant. I'm gonna stealth and Overwatch as an angry man.
I'm just gonna walk casually. Because if
I'm
I
gonna-
stuff, but I'm doing the talking, it would look rude.
I'm gonna back up Zelina just in case. Rock Queen, that it also might be good to have you here, because, you know, if they're far away and they try and do something to us, you can probably shoot them.
She'll nod and kind of just follow along.
Yeah. And excuse me. You make your way down this separate path, essentially. And it would probably take you anywhere from like 30 minutes maybe off the road of walking.
Did we hide the cart?
Braun would have, yes.
Okay, good.
There's very important rocks in there.
The rocks to get someone. I have no problem.
So, I will describe what you see.
Uh-oh, music changed.
You see the bandit camp nestled within a set of abandoned ruins, perched perilously on the edge of a sheer cliff. It presents a scene of rugged survival and opportunistic lawlessness. This precarious location is accessible only by a swaying 25-foot long rope bridge and a rickety wooden ladder. The ruins, ancient and weather-beaten, consists of crumbling stone walls and arches that speak of a grand past now surrendered to the ravages of time and neglect. These structures provide a skeletal framework for the camp with tents and shelters cobbled together from various materials pitched under overhangs or against the sturdier walls. The cliff itself drops sharply, offering breathtaking views of the valley below and a visceral sense of danger as you realize the cavern underneath the rickety rope bridge is filled with jagged rocks and man-made spikes. The rope bridge, as you start to cross it, creaks ominously with every gust of wind. Definitely a testament to its fragile state. And while the wooden ladder is worn and slick with moisture from the damp morning air, definitely some careful footing. The atmosphere is tense, to say the least, as you approach. And the first thing you notice, because you don't really see anything until you climb this ladder. And the first thing you see is just a mass of bodies littering this camp. Now we'll put you on the page.
Oh my.
Oh my. Am I stealth, by the way, Emily?
Yes, you can be.
Cool. I'm gonna be
Mildred.
Yes.
Oh.
How high is this ledge?
The only way up is the ladder.
Oh, okay.
You can attempt to climb, but it'll be an athletics check.
Question for Drizzle: can he climb a ladder?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Dude, playing Baldur's Gate as a Beastmaster Ranger, it's so funny watching wolves climb ladders in that game.
It really is. Oh my god.
Oh, it really.
I see the 11 bandits that are dead. So-
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Eldred. Does he recognize these guys?
Yeah, as you see Aldred sort of like climb up this ladder, and he gets a good look at the carnage strewn about. His expression is like baffled, like he looks speechless. And turning to the nearest body, you see him kind of not rush over, but he does speed walk a bit, and he kneels down and starts examining the body. And you can see that there's pain in his expression. Like, regardless of their choices, these were his friends. And looking at them, these bodies don't look like they were killed. They look like they were slaughtered. Deep gashes across their throats and lower guts, and just sprawled out in pools of their own blood. It is a very gory sight, and it is not something that a human would do. I shouldn't say a human wouldn't do, but like someone with humanity wouldn't do.
General, do these wounds look like any beast you've seen before? Or
Well,
heard of?
I was gonna ask, DM, can I make a check to ascertain what may or may not have attacked these individuals? If there's any tracks
You
in the
can
dirt or
make-
anything like that.
You can make a
Survival? Or medicine?
survival, and then I would like Tessera to make me a history with advantage.
Could I also do a perception check just to, while Van's looking to keep an ear out for anything trying to get to us?
Yeah.
Oh,
History
cool.
with advantage. That's terrifying. Why?
Wait,
See, because I want to know. So I'm high key like, do I use
are
it?
we out of game? Are we good to move forward, DM, or do you need to explain, like, describe anything if we move forward?
You're good to move about. I will describe some stuff as you go.
Okay.
I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna reroll. 17.
That's
Okay.
so much better.
That is so much better. I appreciate it.
Alright, so before I get to your descriptions, Briak, you're kind of like speed walking through this camp here. You see that the carnage in the bodies does not end. And towards the back here, you see specifically a table set out with multiple gems, rubies, sapphires, emeralds, topaz, garnets. And, you know, you would immediately realize, like, the valuable stuff is still here. Like, they weren't robbed.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's kind of been setting up a lot. Like these dudes just got mangled for fun.
They also,
And-
I would assume if they're dead or alive bandits, they would take proof, and I don't know if they did that either.
And I will notice, whatever you garner from this, there is no black opal on that table.
That's also what I went over there to go look for.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Hey, Tess, shiny rocks over here.
With Van's 18 and Tessera's 17. Van, you're looking at this body. You're looking at it from a beast perspective, right? From like a hunter and a tracker. And you're like, what the fuck could have done this, right? And you're trying to think, and you're almost like, whatever killed them was smart. There was a level of intelligence behind it. And you don't think a beast or some common beast would have done that.
Do any of the marks look like they are from actual weapons then?
With an 18, looking at it, they do look like weapons, but it almost like, looking at their bodies, they have weapons on them. And there are blood on their own weapons.
Oh shit. He
Oh,
kind
no.
of.
And
He's.
Tess-
I guess go ahead. I'll see what I'll say afterwards.
And for Tessera, you know, you're trying to rack your brain, and you kind of feel the garnet on the back of your neck start to heat.
Mm.
And you're racking your brain. You're like, you feel like the hairs on your, you know, the hairs on your arms, and you feel this. There's some otherworldly thing happening here,
Mhm.
and you start racking your memory for things that maybe your mother would have talked about, or maybe your father mentioned. And unfortunately, the DC was not 17.
Oh.
Van would call out
I tried so hard.
in a hushed whisper to everyone. Be on alert. Or, no, it's not this. Be on alert. I think they did this to themselves. Something caused them to do this.
As
And it was that bard. Oh,
I don't-
sorry.
I don't know. Somebody disappeared.
Mo's thing, I think, reset again.
Again, it hasn't happened today yet. Has
Well,
it?
no, but it's been happening.
Oh.
Remember, he says Discord's always
No, I
going
remember
in and
from a
out.
bit ago, but he hasn't had problems recently. That's why I said again.
But as you say that, Brihick,
Mhm.
I'm double checking your thing real quick.
Okay.
Hold on.
To what?
No, I'm checking a thing.
No.
Okay,
you said
okay, I
hold
was
on.
making sure. So, you feel like the faintest breath almost on the back of your neck.
Uh-huh.
And does a nat 20 and a 21 hit you?
Oh god.
Oh no!
Well, yeah,
I hope you have more health than what your token says.
I do.
Alright. Unfortunately, because Finn rolled a 16, and they rolled higher.
Yep.
You will
Finn was
take my
distracted by the
calculator.
bodies.
I feel like I
The
call this
calculator.
out. I feel like
Hold
I
on,
call
hold
this
on.
out and
Give
bring
me
it.
hold on. Give me the damage first.
She's counting.
27.
Okay.
The calculator, Jesus. Oh,
And Van
So,
does a nat 20 and a 21 to hit you. Because I'm not kidding, they rolled the same thing on both attacks for these two separate creatures.
I mean, you could. Can I? Am I allowed to use my inspiration on that natural 20 to say no?
Have I?
I don't know if you've
Have
done
I
that
let
this
that
game.
happen?
I don't know if it's come up. That's why I'm asking. I know you've done it. In other
I'm gonna
games.
say it has to be your rolls,
Gotcha.
unfortunately.
Then what was it? Was it natural 20 and a 21? You said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright, you're gonna take.
Damn it.
Can I
You're gonna
be like
take-
devil's advocate? Van was stealthed.
He was
Yeah,
stealth.
Well, here's the thing. If I'm stealth and let's say it's standing right here, it's gonna see me no matter if I'm stealth.
Okay.
You also
Yeah,
rolled a
yeah.
17 and their passive is 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also a possibility too.
As we will be
Damn.
jumping into initiative, but you are going to take 28 bludgeoning damage.
Oh,
You could choose
No.
not to.
that's wrong.
As two invisible stalkers.
We
appear
wouldn't even
on the
be
field.
we wouldn't even be able to see them though because they're invisible.
Nope.
We just know the direction they came from. Fuck.
I mean,
Well,
I
hold on.
imagine.
Their weapons looked bloody, but these things also could have killed them. What? Unless I misunderstood that, Emily.
These are the things that you can assume these are the things that killed him.
Wait, then why did they also have blood on their weapons then?
You don't know.
Fuck. Okay, that's not separate.
It's a weird-
That's not
it's a
connected.
It's a weird combination, maybe, of like. charm
maybe they just
and-
murdered a bunch of people and they came back and got murdered.
So I assume that we see Van just get like horribly stabbed.
Van
Yeah.
and Brehik both got decimated.
Can we
Yeah.
see Brehik? Because from my eyesight, can I see Brehik? Because yeah. Because there's a tent in front of me.
Yeah, it's a pretty ramshackle tent. You probably heard it more than anything.
God,
Okay, gotcha.
Why did they also roll 24s? God damn, Emily.
I don't know.
You just some of these times, man.
You still got my D8.
Oh, I guess that's true. Hold on.
If you want to try it,
18.
Nope.
Got an 18 now though, so that's pretty good.
Oh, fuck.
General, what's happening? Are you okay?
Well, that's invisible. This is looking in the
What's
direction.
invisible?
Looking in the direction of the thing that fucking smacked him that he can't see.
Is this something you fought before?
Probably not. I don't know.
Okay, okay.
Out of game,
But-
I have no idea.
You would not have. But Tessera,
Uh-huh.
now that they've actually attacked, so, fun dynamic.
Oh,
Mhm.
this was the check for you to know if it was an elemental.
As you recall, invisible stalkers being talked about by your mother. Hunters used from the elemental plane of air. They usually are given a quarry and they're sent to go kill that quarry. So you would know that for these things to have killed this camp, someone had to have ordered them specifically to do it. And had contacts with something in the elemental plane. As I mentioned your garnet heating. The reason these tokens are visible on the board is because you, Tess, can see them.
Ha
Only you.
So Tess, knowing that, and so then she would know that the others can't?
Yes. But your patron, not wanting you to die, has given you the ability to see them.
Yeah, Zelina.
Temporarily.
Does Zelina have that too?
Unfortunately, no, because Zelena's a Fae warlock.
Like, Tess, when she sees them, would do her best to, like, call out their locations, knowing that the others can't see them.
You can see them?
She's like, she nods. We'll talk after they're dealt with.
Okay.
I suggest you start killing them then, since you can see them.
That's, yeah.
Mr. Van,
Sup?
11. Hit you?
No, it does have advantage, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Does a 16 hit you?
That is my AC. Alright.
Oh,
Guess I don't want to participate in the fight. Let's go.
6 bludgeoning.
It's gonna be up to Trestle. Wait, did you say 6?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still up.
Jesus.
I've got 2.
God. Brehik.
Unfortunately, I can't silvery barbs anything because I have to see.
You
it.
have to see him. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
These things hurt like a motherfucker.
Nat 1 hit you, Brehik?
Did
It
it
does not.
double nat 1? Fuck yeah.
12.
It does not.
Alright. Got lucky.
How high is this wall here? And is it so, can I stand here? Like on this, like on top of the wall?
Yes, you can. So the walls are only about like 4 feet high. Like they're not like, they're like half walls.
Ah, so there'd be no, okay, gotcha. Then instead, I'm going to... Ow, that fucking hurt. Excuse me. Use a bonus action to do face step.
Yeah.
And if they're only 4 foot tall, I'm gonna teleport over here. Cause ow. I'm going to shoot it with disadvantage, because it's invisible, if I remember correctly.
Yes, now Tess did point it out, which is why I'm showing the tokens for you, so you know the general direction, but it would be
Yeah.
disadvantage.
Yeah, so it doesn't become like an auto fail from just trying to aim. Yeah, I got you.
Yes.
Is a 12 hit?
It does not, unfortunately.
Throne use. Fuck it.
Also, I think the image is really fucking cool. Look at that. Look at that shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my inspiration to roll one more time. If that's okay.
No!
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. That hurts my soul!
So, here, and we never, this is always the weird thing with disadvantage, because there's 18, 12, and a 28. So, the 12 was replaced by the 28? Does that mean it's the 18, or is it still a natural 20? I don't know. That doesn't happen very often.
It doesn't happen often. Typically what the inspiration is you just roll another d20, and that's the 20 you take.
Okay. Then, I'm okay with that. Because
That's how it's always been worded with advantage, with, like, it's usually just you roll a
Gotcha.
d20, and then that 120 is what you get.
Because I hit it, It doesn't say
But
I
te-
have.
well- Well, no, the reason I'm thinking is because technically it is disadvantage.
Because that was my
Re-rolling
question.
a
Because
roll.
if it's like I'm re-rolling a roll, am I just rolling a third time and that one can be taken, or is it re-rolling like the 12 and it still takes whatever's lowest? I don't think we've ever done it that way, but we've never clarified. 'Cause I
Get
don't know if it's
advantage
come up.
against.
Yeah.
Sarah used hers to get history, and she didn't get advantage again. She rolled a
Right.
single
I would
roll.
no.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get disadvantage again. But what I'm saying is that natural 20 in place of the 12?
12, and he
Or
would get
the-
the 18.
That's what I'm asking.
I think that's how we would have to rule it.
Because, like I said, I don't know if we've ever done it that way, but if that's how it is, then it would still be an 18.
It still hits, 18 hits, so
Alright.
it just wouldn't be a crit.
Oof. I will use a favored foe on it because I don't have to see it, I just have to hit it. So this is going to
Yeah.
have an extra d4 on it. So this one has my favored foe. 9 plus d4.
That smacked the shit out of you?
Yes, this one. That is 12 non-magical piercing damage. As I shoot
takes-
air.
It takes 6.
Yup. Tess?
And resistant as well? Oh boy.
Yes! Dude,
Oh.
these things
Oh,
are
no.
nasty. That was a bonus action. Drezel can move and I believe take the dodge action without me
Don't move. Don't move.
It's with the only answers. Yeah, I can do the dodge action. You mean don't move?
If I go here, I can get advantage. Or
I mean,
Straight roll.
he was gonna just move like here. You can still get.
Oh, yeah, that
advantage
works.
Here. Yeah, he's not leaving the thing's thing. He's just going to move and take the
Yeah.
dodge action between it and man. That's my turn.
Finn probably seeing, like, obviously Tessera pointed out, but probably seeing a little bit of the blood that Finn lost on it,
A
will
little. It was a lot.
step here, and she will spin kick. And it's a straight roll. So 18. I believe does hit, right?
$18 hits.
I hope it does.
Alright, that's 7 damage. I assume reduced.
Yep. So that would be 3 or 4. It'd be 3.
And then she
Oh, wait,
will
right.
sort of
Yeah.
growl, showing her, like, teeth. And she will smack. Flurry of blows. 21 and 12. So 5 extra damage reduced to 3.
It's 2. It's always rounded down.
And I had my sword out, so I will have agile parry active.
Alright. And you notice, as you're hitting this, you feel yourself barely connecting with this elemental, but you feel yourself connect. It is bloodied. And you realize that these things were injured. Probably by the bandits.
Oh,
I'll
thank
just sort of-
God.
I'll just sort of growl and say, "No one hurts my general." Fists.
Actually,
Yes,
a lot
'cause
of
I was-
people do.
I was totally going to put you against a full, like 2 full powering this
They have
stuff.
what is if I remember correctly, almost 100 HP resistance.
Oh,
to
they got
non-magic.
over 100 HP.
Yeah, resistance to
they would have
non-magic
been. You wouldn't have been
damage.
able to do it on that
Ooh,
level.
with that first round, ooh, I was
Yeah.
sweating.
It would have been an issue. Zelina.
We're having fun.
Let's see here. 5, 10, 15. She's gonna move back a little bit. And as this truck goes by my window, crazy driver. She's like, well, pulls out her lyre to play some music. And she's casting Fairy Fire.
Oh, that's what I was gonna do. You even have enough distance to mark both of them too, if you see, because spells don't snap to grid, right?
Yeah, they don't sound.
I was wondering if
Yeah.
anybody had fairy fire. I was
I
like,
would hit drizzle, and I'm
Yeah.
not going to hit drizzle.
I don't think it will hit him because you can't choose.
No, it will hit him, and I don't want to hit drizzle.
Oh.
he has advantage on the save because it's a dex save, right? He was dodging. He's fine.
If you wish.
Dude, I'd rather both of these invisible fucks be marked.
Yeah.
100%.
All right, I will roll dexterity saves for them.
And I'll get one for drizzle. Boop. Boop. 14.
It's a fail.
He is lit up.
Nice. Woo!
I'd like to give Dressel my inspiration.
You can do that technically.
I won't get your hopes
You're
up. He
good.
only has a +2, but if that's the case. Yep.
I tried.
First one got a nat 1. He's lit up by like a Christmas tree. Second one got a 13 and is lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
So you got lucky.
They turn to amber colored like Zelina's hair, and you can see just like some roses kind of wrapped around them, falling down, marking them as well.
Nice.
And then she says, like, well, I think this will turn the tide of battle here. And just playing her lyre, like, y'all better hurry this up down. I'm concentrating.
Brehik. You can see it now.
That frees up my. Well, yeah, that's exactly what I was about to do. But
And you
no.
all have advantage on your attacks because they are lit up.
Mhm.
And they no longer have advantage
fuck
because
it.
they can't be invisible.
Yeah, we'll just play the melting game. Well, fuck, that's the thing. I assume that these dudes are probably, because they're scary monsters, they probably have resistance. What does this do? No, it's fine. Fuck it. I need the help. So I'm gonna be Bronson as after that slap, I see the amber light light up and give an aggressive.
Oh my god.
Hey, I made these soundboards. I'm using them. And then I'll take a thwap at him. Oh, it didn't let me roll twice. God damn it. Okay. Oh. Yeah, that'll hit.
Would you roll twice? Do you get advantage?
Specifically
lit up.
Terrifier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And
Fairy Fire
gets rid of invisibility
is
in
reverse
general.
invisibility.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yup.
Nice, nice.
That's why I was like, I hope one of you have it, please.
Look, so
9.
it is
Get
literally-
I need 4.
Well, that was very underwhelming. And then my second attack.
That it's?
Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can get a crit off again. Okay. And then I'll. Broke.
Another 4. It's hard when they're resistant.
There's my turn.
Alright, yeah, as you turn into this bear and you start ripping and tearing into these creatures, they are not happy with what's going on right now.
I'm not happy either.
Ron will
Let's
come
go,
over here.
Ron.
He's going to stab him the best he can.
Advantage.
22 and a
Alright,
23. Half damage, that's going to be about 9 damage total. Yeah, as he takes his spear and he starts trying to stab into them, taking a little bit of a defensive stance. Tessera.
Yep. So we're gonna go with the one back here in front of Brihik, and we're going to first. Hold on. Let me make sure that I'm doing that correctly. We are first going to heck. No, I did not say to do. I said to display. Rude. But we are gonna hex, and then we're going to. If it will actually let me. There we go. Eldritch Blast. Let me see. So 16 and then so 18 in total.
18, and that's full damage as you blast into these things. And you watch as like your blast goes off and the air that kind of holds them together starts to sort of like break apart and dissipate. Do you speak Orin at all?
It's a dialect of Primordial, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But specifically Orin.
I guess that's up
The
to you.
Primordial wouldn't count.
I just speak Primordial.
Yeah.
Well, technically, primordial would work, Emily.
Yeah.
Because
Would it?
Orin, like, there's primordial means you speak all four,
Yeah.
and then there's just some creatures just know of a certain one.
Right. They're like
that element.
dialects
So-
within a language, is what it is, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, for example, we can speak Primordial.
weird.
It speaks Orin. We could understand it, but it could not understand an Earth elemental, quote unquote. Who
Okay,
speaks
see what you
Terran. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so then yeah, as you hit these creatures then, you would hear as like the wind's breaking apart, it sort of hisses and says, "Who dares threaten the elementals?" And then like as it like looks at you, Tessera, it goes, and there's like a pause. It goes, "The Harbinger."
What?
Says,
What? What?
What the what?
Oh my, what? And who all understood that speaks Primordial?
You who speaks primordial?
You would just
I, despite my loss of blood, I just look over like, mouth the word Harbinger? Question mark.
Tessa like wide-eyed, like
You prob-
confused.
you probably have the same look Braun did when you were like, "Hey, so are you in the bed or my sister?" It's like, what?
I needed to know if he preferred hot dogs or tacos, okay?
What is going on? What does it mean?
I don't know, but it's
As
going in my
Aldrin
notes.
Same.
Will, seeing the situation, going to run forward to flank with Braun. And as bandit captain, he's gonna pull out a scimitar that he has kept hidden. Actually, no, I'm sorry, his dagger. He does not have a scimitar.
Get your revenge on, man, for your fallen friends.
13 wouldn't hit, but a 23 does, as it takes 3 piercing damage. He Invisible Stalker has a lot of prey. So it's going to slam into Muffin. And then it's going to slam into Drezel.
With advantage.
So straight roll for Muffin does a 16 hit.
Muffin?
Oh, I said no. Sorry. I guess it didn't
Okay.
come through.
For Drezel, 22.
Yes.
12 bludgeoning.
Damn.
This
My
poor
boy!
dog gets hit so hard by a gust of wind, he sort of like topples over.
Oh god. He broke wind.
This Invisible Stalker is going to target Brehik twice.
No advantage.
18 and a 17.
Both hit.
It's gonna be 19 bludgeoning. As you see it rock itself into Bronson, the bear. And towards the end of their turn, the one that's more surrounded over here will hiss and say, "Abandon the cause! Flee now!" As they are going to get prepared to leave.
They're gonna try. What's the fucking cause? Can I... Is this cost any extra movement to vault over this 4-foot tall wall?
I mean, if you wanted to look cool, you can make me a check.
Sure. What kind? Acrobatics?
Sure.
I just wanted to go over the wall. It's a 12.
You rolled over the wall. I mean, it wasn't a check. I just said if you wanted it to look cool.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I'm gonna shoot this motherfucker. Because he's the one that has my favored foe on him. So, and I have advantage. 23.
Yep.
Damn. You know, I didn't do this last time, but I didn't necessarily roll bad damage last time. I'm gonna re-roll that with the Piercer feat. Ha. Alright.
One.
10 reduced to 5.
All right.
I'm gonna bonus action have Drezel attacking him. Gosh, that's funny. With advantage. That's a 12, so no. That's my turn.
Finn.
Whack with advantage. 20. 6 damage reduced to freeze. It's still up.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna flurry of blows. 1 hit. See if this kills it. Natural 20.
Jeez.
6 damage reduced to freeze.
To 3.
Is it still up?
Yes, it's gonna be up for a minute.
Alright. 20 free. 5 damage reduced to 2.
Yeah. Damage is damage. You are whittling it down.
And, because there's no point really getting into flanking, I'm just gonna go here.
All right. Zelina.
Alright, let's see here. First things first, I'm going to Bardic Inspiration Brehik. And then I am going upcast Dissonant Whispers on this dude.
I'll make it have a
Like,
wisdom
play it.
saving throw.
Yeah, as I'm playing a song, I'm like, well, if elementals think they're very dangerous, let me introduce you to Faye.
Well, that fails.
It takes 19 psychic damage. And then immediately uses its reaction to run away, provoking 4 opportunity attacks.
Yeah. Starts trying to run. So, Finn, make your attack. Well, yeah. Just everyone make it. 2. Okay. Drezel. Does not hit.
No, he has advantage. 24.
Oh, 24, yep.
Yep. Let me go find his crap. +2, 11, reduced to 5.
That kills it.
Have you ever seen a dog biting at a frickin' water hose?
Yeah.
But tearing it into shreds.
Yeah. As he rips and tears and you watch it dissipate, it howls out in despair and pain as you see its form just sort of dissipate.
Mhm.
And there's a hiss of displeasure from this one.
I just look at it like, well, what you gonna do, boy? Like, come here then. And she moves 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to here.
Brehik.
Nom.
Nom it. 22 hits!
You could get a crit.
You could get a crit. 22 still hits. Not bad, okay, that's 3. That also hits.
Okay. Come on. I swear to fuck. Goddamn dice rolls piss me off. Okay. Alright, and then I clawed him.
Yeah, you bite and you claw as it continues to hiss in pain.
7 damage. Or, yeah.
Yeah, 7.
Cool.
Alright, is that your turn?
Yeah.
Seeing it, Braun will... He can't reach it, so he's gonna go here and he's gonna fire a crossbow at it.
Hey, good thing he has advantage.
Yeah, that hits. It does 5 piercing.
Very fire for the win.
Oh, dude, very fire
Yeah.
clutch this. Holy
Dude,
shit.
like I said, really glad somebody had it.
Yes.
Okay, so as she's going to attack it, she's not even necessarily like expecting a response, just more like in shock. She's just like, the Harbinger, why did you say that? What does it mean?
How about you focus on killing the damn thing?
Eldritch Blast.
Head.
She's like, son of a bitch.
How about you actually fucking hit it? As your shot goes wide and misses the creature.
Talk shit, get hit.
that tracks, unfortunately. That's my
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
He can throw daggers. He'll throw 2 daggers at it. A 18 and a crit. Okay. So that's 3 on the first. And then that's 10, which is 5. So 8 total. As it is still up. This creature is not fucking happy. And you hear it go. This will need to be reported! As he's going to action disengage. And he's going to fly. "50 feet at an angle that'll put him about 30 feet up."
Wait,
Well,
this person's flying away from me?
yes, action disengage.
Still
Oh,
works.
that doesn't matter.
Why not?
He does have
Sentinel.
He did take Sentinel.
I know.
For some crazy reason!
Oh my god!
Do it again! Do it again! See if you do it! Do it again, see if you do it!
Yeah, you can get a
Maybe the
miraculous.
All right, let's go. Come on, baby.
Ah!
Oh,
Far away. God damn. Okay. And I will thwap at it for 5 damage, and in its head, it will hear, "You aren't going anywhere."
How do you kill it?
Oh! It will try to fly away, and like a salmon jumping through a river, Bronson will stand on its hind legs and grab at it and just gnaw until the wind dissipates.
Yeah, and as far as you can perceive, you've eliminated all the threats. You just stopped what could have been a very fucking big issue for Tessa if it got away.
Shit. Okay.
I stopped playing the music.
Oh, damn it. Who all looks... who's all bleeding? Besides Van.
I have 2 HP, and Drezel
It was
has
just you two.
almost half. Yeah.
Ooh, how,
It was just
It
us
was
2.
just you two and Drizzle.
Yeah. Everyone else didn't get
yeah,
touched.
how much HPs is you missing?
On a scale of,
I revert back to my regular form, by the
on
way.
a scale
So I can-
of 1 to 36, I'm at a 2.
30.
On a scale of 1 to 25, Druzzle is at a 13.
Oh, shit.
But we can take a short rest if we really want to, if you want to save some of your stuff.
I mean, I would hand you 28 berries.
Can I eat 28 berries?
No, unfortunately. There
I
is
know-
a limit.
I know
There-
they heal 1 HP each, but I don't think I can eat more than 1.
Well,
There's
the-
no
the
point
narrative-
casting this.
Other than food.
It just fills you up for one whole day.
Let me check some stuff. Hold on.
Because it fills you up for a full day's worth of food. I feel like eating a second one, I'd explode. Just a pop.
Well, to Sarah, it seems you knew these things.
Well, I mean, they did call her the Harbinger.
Technically, there is no limit on the berries you can eat.
Mhm. This is
So
the
you
thing
can
that
make 10 at
people
once.
do. That's why I
It's
make
more
one
of a
every.
DM perception.
So technically by the rules, good
Like-
berries have no additional effects on you even when you eat many at a time.
Well, it says no additional effects. Does that include getting an HP? That's what you were saying, Mo?
No.
I was just saying for the good berries, it's up to the DM because I've played with some people who DM'd said you only take one. Some said yeah you can take multiple. But yeah, that was just my 2 cents for the good berries thing.
Okay, here's my rule, okay? This is what I'm gonna rule. Technically, the spell makes 10 berries. I will say you can have up to those 10 berries. Anything more would probably be a little dangerous.
How many did you say it was?
Well, then I'll just give you 10. Because that's a
Uh,
limit right there.
I will.
And Drezel 10, and
I
I'll
will
keep 10.
hold up my
myself.
hand to do a short rest first and see if I need anything left over before I munch down on 8 or on 10 berries.
Well, this is just like if we happen to need another short rest, that'll save you from using potentially a hit die that you could have saved for later.
I mean, I can give anybody who wants a D8 and Selena can give a D6. Or is it a D6 for me? Hold on. Yeah, I can have us. If you use a hit die, I can give 1d8 and Selena can give 1d6. So we'll see. I don't know. Like I said, I'll wait till I use a couple.
Takes a short.
That's as if we do. Van did state to Tessera the statement of they did call her the Harbinger.
The what?
Shrugs.
Because I was like, yeah, I don't know what it means, but I know of the creatures.
Does this have some sort of involvement with your family? I mean, I would assume you're a very prominent person, but the Harbinger.
I mean, they were elementals, and she does eat rocks.
I do not eat rocks. I do not.
For vengeance.
Well, here's the thing, Sarah. Are like the rock elementals and the air elementals, you guys like having a fight? Kind of like in the Feywild sometimes where Fey Lords fight each other for territory.
She's kind of like, I suppose it's possible. I don't know of anything directly, necessarily, but
Yeah.
And
Well,
I
it's a
don't
great
know why they
source
would
of
have.
law.
Mhm.
You should ask your sorcerer powers. So like, what's going on?
Oh. Related but unrelated question. Ron, if we gathered up all of the loot in this camp, could he pay off his bail? Isn't that how nobles work in this country?
He looks around and kind of does like a shrug, like, not wrong.
I look at the guy. Well, you better get it before they do. And I'm gonna go sit my ass down at the fire and take a short rest.
I'm already at the table with you.
No, I know you are, but
You just picking him.
he trusted if you
I
take.
wanted to get a look
Well,
at them at least.
straight-
too.
Yeah.
Y'all went straight for the gems and passed the whole fucking treasure of gold there.
Yo, y'all want to touch stuff? You can, man. If you want to share, I trust you.
I imagine Zelina and Tess, and are you looking around Brehik for stuff?
No, well, you know, I mean, I'll look, but I'm not really.
Hunting.
Yeah, I'll take an inventory for the group.
The latest hunting. 100%.
So, you find a total of 17 gems worth 25 gold piece each.
Very nice.
What do we?
But more importantly, you find some very interesting items.
Mhm.
One stands out to you as a very fancy looking quiver. But you don't know what it is unless you have identified.
Did you see a very interesting quiver?
Yeah.
A fancy quiver,
If it-
yeah.
If it's a quiver, I think.
Oh
If I remember
boy.
correctly, that was made by elves, wasn't it?
Does
It
look
definitely
of-
looks like elvish design.
In my years of being in the Feywild, definitely as a Fey elf, would we have seen this type of quiver before?
What other kind of elf is there other than a Fey elf? They're all Fey.
I know.
I will let you roll me a history with disadvantage.
Damn, disadvantage. It's crazy.
Hey, man.
Double nat 20.
Whale.
That's a
You would need to either attune or identify.
If it can even be attuned to.
Yeah, if it's the quiver of it, you can't attune to it.
Yeah, so it might not be. We don't know.
No. But I will pick it up for now. And, carry it until we figure it out.
Yeah. And Mr. Brehik,
Yes.
you find a very interesting looking amulet.
Oh.
Rather
I found-
shiny.
Sorry. What is it?
It looks like a nice amulet.
I say I found a very nice looking amulet.
Like it's it's got like a
Well, you know what it
silver
does.
chain with like a pretty, like almost like a topaz bronze center to it.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's what it's.
It's cursed.
That's rough because I did not prepare detect magic this morning.
You would need identify to know what it is.
Well, yeah, but if it was cursed, I'm sure I could get a whiff of that off of it, right? Like we did with the
Nope,
opal.
You need identify technically to get curses.
Magic would just tell you it's magical. You don't know if the magic's
So
good or
how
bad.
did we get that off of the other one? Oh, that's weird. Okay. Gotcha. Well,
But yeah, you have some fancy items. And then besides the gem pieces, the giant chest of gold, if you are wanting to, can be used for his bail, because Braun would be like, that's probably more than enough, if anything.
I'm kill with it if the other group is.
Huh? Why not?
Well, Zelina would be curious of how much is in there.
Yeah, how much is in there before I commit to
About
that?
12,000 gold pieces.
Jesus Christ. Buddy.
Damn. That is old.
Mm. Is his bail actually 12,000 gold? Because holy fuck, dude, what did you do? One murder and a couple petty thefts doesn't equal that amount.
I look at Braun like, so how much does he need for bail?
Braun kind of shrugs. He's like, it really depends. I've seen bail range anywhere from a few hundred gold to a few thousand gold. This would definitely cover it, and I guess whatever's left over from it, you can divvy up.
That's what we'll do. We'll just take this for now, and once we find out your bail, we'll pay it, and then we'll divvy up everything else.
Fair.
You see Aldred a little more somber. As he takes a moment, like he's not ungrateful, but he does take a moment, sort of like looking over the bodies,
Oh yeah, because these were
mourning a bit of this situation.
We can help him pile them up if he wants, or at least not leave them out rotting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. As Tessera,
Yep.
you would find a set of corresponding letters.
Ooh, letters.
I rolled to see who found what.
Mhm.
If I can find my thing real quick here. Are you kidding me? Is it on the other? I'm making sure I'm giving you all the right information.
Dun dun dun.
More information.
Information.
Information superhighway.
And also, you just got a letter.
He just got. No, that's not a letter. That's a threat.
This. Okay. So, you see a set of correspondence that are written oddly
Ooh.
in strange proverbs and
Son of a bitch.
Where's that goblin when you need him?
essentially they are all written in thieves' cant. But one thing would stand out on you. Stand out to you.
Uh-huh.
A symbol
Uh-oh.
that should be invisible, but is no longer.
Okay.
A symbol of a single silver feather.
Ooh.
Wait, were these guys joining the Azarnian rebels?
You have no clue what these
is
correspondence are for.
going on? Alright. She would say
But they fought the
Um,
Federation.
I found some letters, but I can't quite make them out. They're written oddly, and there's a symbol.
Brehik and Muffin.
Mhm.
You would both know that symbol.
But everything that they found was written in thieves' cant, right? Or like cloaked in it.
Unfortunately, yes. If only you had someone who was, could read thieves' cant.
Oh man, if
Question.
only. Can our
Question.
bandit captain read it?
So
Can
wait,
Muffin
I
not?
recognize the rebel symbol.
You do?
Can you
In
read thieves'
fact-
cant?
I don't think Muffin can. Can you read? You can't read thieves' cant, right, Muffin?
I ain't a rogue.
Nah. But, Muffin, when you're looking at the letter, you see the symbol, right? And you're looking around, you notice, right? Some of the boxes here. The style of the crates look familiar to you.
Mm-hmm.
And they look very similar to some of the goods that were transported to Delia.
Is everybody just transporting goods to Delia?
Apparently.
More stuff delivered to Delia, General. I recognize these crates.
Over the sound of probably like popping grease as he's cooking a snack for the short rest. I'm starting to think that everywhere we go, we're getting deeper and deeper into a conspiracy that has nothing to do with us, but by knowing about it, has things to do with us. Except to Sarah, she's totally involved in absolutely everything. We've assumed that at the
Speaking of Tessera, and I whisper this, Do you think when they were talking about a harbinger, they weren't talking about her, but her dad?
Oh, that's entirely possible.
Like maybe they know that her dad is involved with her.
That is entirely possible. But we can't ask him, because he gets mad.
He does.
Are we allowed to take a short rest, by the way, Emily? Emily?
Oh, yes, I spoke. Yes, you can take a short rest.
Zelina, are you doing your thing?
Probably not, because she was going to do something.
Kai.
Yes, that would work.
I knew it. Zelina would ask to see the papers with the weird symbol on it and the words of thieves can't that we can't see. And she looks at Tessera.
Tess would hand them to you.
As she kind of looks at it, she reaches in her bag, pulls out a potion, and starts to drink it.
Yeah, and you watch as the words on the paper start to magically form coherent sentences right before your eyes.
Oh, nice.
As I have a potion of comprehension, which gives me good comprehend languages for 1 hour.
No.
And looking at these correspondence for you, Zelina, you can read. It is exchanges between one of the bandits. Doesn't look like it's noted by Aldred per se. You can assume it might have been someone like in the body pile. And it would say, how do I word this? It would say, we've done what you asked. We ain't happy about it, but we drove the leader out. It took a fucking while to get this far. But we got your goddamn opal. You can come and collect it in the next dawn. Then I want you out of this camp. And then we're going back for our leader, you understand? You get what you want, and you keep your mouth shut about what you saw. I don't give a shit what blood is on his hands. He's a good man. He doesn't deserve this fucking blackmail you're trying to give him. Once this is done, we're separating ties with you goddamn rebels. We ain't hoarding your shit anymore. You hear me? Consider this our letter of resignation. Signed, go fuck yourself. Followed by some other ledgers and correspondence that is simply talk about trade between the two. In this pile of correspondence would also be one of the original letters from someone in the Azarnian rebels that says, "We know what you did. for a group of lowly, run-of-the-mill bandits, murdering a member of the Guild of the Golden Coin is... It's a little pricey, don't you think?
Oh, shit.
No.
Fuck.
If that information were ever to get out, it could mean a lot of trouble for your dear leader, Hollowbrook. You know, if we were to make an arrangement, we keep our mouth shut. In exchange, you just gotta give us some supplies, we'll say. Not much, just for a few months. We want all of the blankets and warm clothing you can gather, as well as food and preservables. We'll be loading you up on a cart. You don't need to worry about its destination. And after we get about, we'll call it 10,000 gold's worth of supplies, we can call this even, okay? Simple enough. And it is signed by someone. If I can find their name real quick, because there is a name on this letter.
Blackmail and extortion.
Well, you better go tell the boy, because now he's gonna be even more sad.
Local
Sorry,
from the Guild of the
sorry.
Golden Coin was killed.
Is by someone named Shadow Dancer.
She sounds hot.
Actually, no, it wouldn't be Shadow. I'm sorry, no. It is signed with the letter Q.
The what? Okay.
And then you can tell from the ledgers going to and from. Also, with Muffin's knowledge, you can ascertain that the Azorni rebels might be taking the supplies to Delia to some capacity. And the correspondence back and forth would continue until one of the letters would be in a very different handwriting. That says, "You've been a good ally to us, but unfortunately you have something that we need. There should be a precious stone, a black opal that is traveling with a merchant by the name of Elias Featherware? Hold on, what was his full name? I had his name and then I switched to something else. It's Elias something. Where is it? There it is. Fairweather. Okay, I was correct. I did combine those two. Yep. So they say a black opal traveling with a merchant named Elias Fairweather. I'm gonna need you to apprehend that stone for me. And once you get a hold of it, we can talk about maybe letting you off the hook finally. But unfortunately, that stone's rather important, so we're gonna send one of our members there to help you. Okay?
Oh gosh.
Followed by more correspondence that leads into...
Did that one have a name or a letter signed?
It does not.
Damn.
But it is in a very different handwriting. And another one would say, you know, it's a shame that Mr. Hollowbrook is so unwilling to work with us on giving us this stone. We don't know what you think you know. But do remember what we have held over you. It would be wise to just give us the stone and your whole debt can be repaid. Regardless of how suspicious you might think it looks, we don't take kindly to double crosses. So you have two options. You can either run your leader out of camp and hand us over the stone, or you can all die together as one big happy family. I'll leave it up to you to decide. Followed by what their correspondence was, telling them to go fuck themselves. So you can ascertain that they didn't take that last correspondence well.
Mm-hmm. Well, after Zelina's done reading all that, she's just like, well, that is very interesting right there, Hill. Mr. Hollowbrook, I know this is a very sad time for you, but I need to ask you a certain question, please.
He looks over to you.
This so-called blood that was on your hands that you said, do you know the name of the person?
I don't.
Could you potentially describe this individual?
They're a rather short man, like a halfling, copper brown hair, blue eyes. They are a member of the Guild of the Golden Coin. A merchant. And he'll pull out the merchant stamp and show it to you.
Oh no.
Oh gosh.
I see.
Roll me
Well,
an investigation.
Why do I feel like we've heard that merchant's name before, but I can't freaking place it?
I'm gonna
Does
use
that
my
description of the halfling sound familiar to me?
Would not.
Okay.
Yo, if you found out this guy killed your dad or something, ooh.
20. That stamp's a fake.
Can I see that, Mr. Hollowbrook?
Sure. And he hands it to you.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but this is a fake. You've been bamboozled.
I'm sorry.
Well, as you can see, and I'll pull out my membership,
Gosh,
and I'll put them side by side. And but as you can see,
that's face
this
palm.
here lies where the fake is at.
So he wasn't a part of the guild.
No, and as I was going through these letters here, it seems they tricked you and some of your allies, as one member was in contact with the rebels here, doing shady business on the side, and one of the tasks was to get rid of you so that they can acquire something.
Let me see those. And he kind of like, not snatches them, but he does take them and starts reading through them pretty, like, aggressively.
Yeah, sure. Here you go.
You can see some rage building in his demeanor.
Mm-mm.
Alright, I say wanna play. They wanna play this fucking game. I'll show them.
Ooh, how you can show?
Earth.
Alright. I'm gonna be heading north. Give me 2 seconds, I gotta look up this one little information real quick.
Look up the information as I will hand the papers back to Tess.
As Tess is also like, well, if they were pretending to be a member of the Golden Coin, my senator will probably want to know about it, and if he is in the capital, maybe he'll know something.
Shouting over from the campfire. For the peanut gallery in the back, what did the papers say?
They were a new recipe, brother.
I don't believe you.
Well, no, it pretty much just says this man was bamboozled and led astray. he didn't commit really, how should I say this, a harness crime of killing a member of the Golden Coin. They blackmailed him and used him for extortion. Another member also decided to dealings with this rebel group here.
Well, he still killed someone.
Well, it could have been a member of the rebels that they decided.
We should probably find that out.
You're for good.
I know just the people. I'm gonna go north and meet up with the Hopeless. They'll be able to help. The Hopeless rebels on the northern border between.
You know, this is a thought. The Azanian rebels, that's what you just called them. Aren't they, like, doing something in the Federation or something? Why are they here? Causing problems. Looks at Braun.
Braun's silent for a moment, as he'll say, to explain, the Hopeless are the bandits on the border between the Crouzyan Empire and the Divine Empire of Rexumia. They usually nestle in the mountains between there, staying hidden, unless otherwise acting as a sort of toll booth. But I've been in correspondence with their leader, Olive, for quite some time, so I'd be able to make my connections there and definitely get my revenge.
A wonderful name. But you're planning to get revenge on the individuals who blackmailed you by blackmailing the bandits who cared for you enough to take the blackmail and do bad stuff so that you didn't have to, but also to keep your name clear. But the actual crime you committed was set up by these individuals. Is that what you're telling me?
The blood is still in my hands. This person did die. I don't... Whether it was intentional is now questionable, but a person did die, and I did do that killing blow. I do plan to repent, but I plan to get back at these bastards first.
Now look at Braun. Parole officer?
Braun turns around and says, "While are you talking?"
I chuckle over by the fire.
Oh, I was busy looking through something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I take that as it's okay for him to leave.
I didn't know Braun wanted to go on an amazing journey as his parole officer where they fight Azanian rebels and all that business.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I think Braun needs to report this probably to the Emperor.
I mean, that's fair, but
These Azanian rebels are in
afterwards...
neck of the woods.
Well, not my business, I guess.
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to meet up with the Hopeless, the bandits who border between the Divine Empire of Rexumia and Crouzia, and meet with Olive, their leader.
Yes, Olive. Who was Olive? Wait.
The leader of the Hopeless.
I missed you still in like a little bit. I was just like, no reaction? Okay. And it was, I missed it.
Oh, his teacher's name was Olive. That's right.
No.
Oh, it's your sister. That's right.
You watch as she will literally, will go up to him and she will grab him by the shirt and pull him down. Speak.
Oh.
Hello.
What do you know about Olive?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you mean Hopeless?
I'm not patient enough to deal with this. What do you know about Olive?
First off, take a breath, dear. I can explain.
Do not tell me to take a breath.
If you're referring to Olive, who's the leader of the Hopeless, I've been in correspondence with her for a little bit now. Do you have bone to pick with them?
Can you describe their appearance first? I think that's what they're asking you before they get madder, please.
You don't mean, with all due disrespect here, Olive is an ally of mine. I'm not going to sell her out.
Well, you're probably talking to her sister.
He raises an eyebrow at Muffin.
He's just... her head's down, holding him. She lets go.
If you're describing it, she's yay tall, to halfling technically. She's older for her years, but she's young. Probably maybe a few years older than you. Look, if what I said hurt you, I apologize. If you're friends with Olive or know of her or you're her sister, that... Is there anything that I can do to help that?
They walk off.
Well, this man would get up and look at him. Well, this has become a very interesting predicament. You're going to meet a bandit leader at the border of two countries that is her sister, so... Do you know where that's at?
I do, but they're difficult to find.
Can you tell us how to find them for the future? Or can you pass a message on that a certain individual named Muffin is looking for her sister?
I can pass the message. If she even wants to write letters, I could bring them over to her. I can't give away the location. There's a creed to it, but if I'm headed up that way, I will do what I can, bring what I can.
Well, can you give us to Bycrest before you make that to see if they want to provide a letter for them?
He nods.
All right,
We
so
should pack it up here.
All right. And as Muffin walks back to the cart, and you all pack up your things, you leave knowing things you didn't know before, and we're going to end it there tonight.
it's literally
Oh.
Van's statement of just feels like we're walking into conspiracies that have nothing to do with us, and then he's just like, well, now they have something to do with two of us. Awesome.
Conspiracies all around.
That was a lot of information.
All right.
Thank you all
Yeah,
for
Mr.
watching.
Carpenter.
Woo!
Thank
Secrets
you.
were revealed for a lot of
Please.
people today.
Please join us for the next session. It's going to be probably a lot.
Probably make it to Bycrest and, have some emotional trauma.
You mean more than what's already transpired? At least you're getting it out now, early game, so that way it doesn't have to come up like down the line.
Mm-hmm.
It'll so come out.
knew
You will
that.
find
See, if this is the early game trauma, I'm scared of the late game trauma.
Mhm.
All right.
Well,
Well,
you never know.
I hope everyone had fun and they continue to have a good night. We'll see you next Monday.